I want to experience the peace of God, which I can only have through complete communication given and received, and love given and received. So when I say separation, when it says separation from God, it's saying that the only real problem in your life, you really only have one, and that is separation from that which is the deep truth within you, because that's what God is, the deep love within you. So any problem I have in my life, the ego mind categorizes. Here's relationships, here's health, here's finance and career. And then it just would have us think spirituality is another category. But from the in-depth transformational perspective, spirituality is where you stand within yourself about everything. And to the extent to which I see the filter of unconditional love as my purpose, that my only purpose here is to forgive, to have compassion, and to give of myself and my excellence to the best of my ability in this moment, then by definition, I am allowing to extend through me a harmonizing agent, a harmonizing impulse that will be at work in my relationship with you and all other circumstances which will be attracted to this moment. In any moment that I'm not, then I'm trying to compensate for what I perceive to have been lack in my past, or future, of something I want to happen in the future, that maybe talking to Lisa could get me, or something, anything other than, wow, being here in this moment, then I am deharmonizing. I am out of God. I am out of alignment with the best within me. And instead of bringing forth harmony, I am unfolding, I'm opening the box to chaos. And that's all that's going on in any moment. Now in intimate relationships, love, romance, and so forth, we all know that when we get it right, the best, the most healing, the most transformative, the most joyful, top of the mountain. But most of us also know that when you get that one wrong, great suffering can ensue. So most of us have been to the top of the mountain, and most of us have the scars to show our valley experiences, right? So in that area, I always say I talk about everything I talk about, it's all different, but it's all the same. So the issue is, how do you bring these principles of spiritual consciousness and enlightenment and apply it to the various areas? So if I'm doing a romance seminar, which is what that weekend will be, intimate love, clearing up the past, not bringing shadow figures from the past, forgiveness, compassion, creating a real space for the sacred. What does that have to do with any of this? What's the real masculine feminine dance that's going on? So that's what this weekend is. It's inquiry into that particular area of life, but from the perspective of not seeing your spirituality as separate from sex, love, romance, but where is the alignment?
Do you help people with sex addiction or the neediness of just grabbing anyone? Right now I have a lot of single friends, and they have such a laundry list of what they need. He needs to make this much money, or he needs to have this kind of job. He has to do this. He can't have kids, or he should have kids. He needs to be in this age bracket. What do you say about that?
I say that's very unhealthy. If you're going to have a list, it should be what you should be and what you need to be, number one.
Genius,
and
yes.
In terms of what he looks like or brings to it, there's no more powerful prayer than may God's will be done. Because God is love and will is thought. So may God's will be done means may the force that turned embryos into babies, the force that turns an acorn into an oak tree, the force that turns a bud into a blossom, would you take my love life, please? Because clearly you know what to do. This natural intelligence of the universe, which works in a way that is a self-organizing universe that it has intention. The universe is intentional. It is intentional for all things to rise to their highest creative possibility, and that means you, and it means your love life. The universe is already on it. Your making a plan like you just wrote interrupts. That actually gets in the way. So the idea is here, God's plan works and yours doesn't.
Right.
And by God, I mean, you can allow the same force that keeps planets revolving around the sun run your life. Or, of course, you could do it yourself. And then in love, as in so many things, you take a brutally honest look and say, how's it going so far? Has it gone well? You're running things? So this business of more running things, love is about giving up control. So how can the answer for getting into it be trying to control it by I want this, I want this, I want this? So This is a very different path than that. This is surrender to the idea that there is a space of no thing out of which all things emerge, a great cosmic void, and that the universe is self-organizing. You know, you have an egg, you have a sperm, and the next thing you know, all these cells not only emerge, but they know how to collaborate with other cells to form a little liver and a little brain and lungs. I mean, come on, look what nature can do. And nature also has in mind the highest love experience for you, including collaborating with other cells. And that's what love is for. Just like when you and I are here, what is the purpose? The Course in Miracles says something is holy or unholy, depending on the purpose that the mind ascribes to it. So what lifts you and me being here right now is the purpose we have. You want to create something in your career that is the highest level it could be. And I want to create something in my life and career that's the highest level it could be. So you and I join, and then together in collaboration, it can be bigger than we could have been if it was only one of us sitting here.
Yes.
Now, what happens in the body when a cell forgets that it's here to collaborate with other cells and says, I don't want to, I want to just do my own thing for my own purposes? That's called cancer. And that malignancy, that's what is the malaise of human consciousness, is a spiritual malignancy. Everybody going off to do their own thing. And even that list is an example of that. What I want. It's like, it's unfortunate, because let's say you want on your list somebody who is very rich and powerful. And let's say you meet that person, and then 2 years later he says, you know, I want to give all this up and go to India. No, my picture was that you would be...
You have to stay here and be rich and powerful. What's wrong with you? What do you mean you're donating all your money and giving it all away?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a surrender to love that is not possible within that kind of mental sphere. And that surrender is what allows a space for that which is divine, by whatever name we call that, to emerge and to occur and to grow. And therein lies bliss and joy and excitement.
Absolutely. So within what you just said, bringing in, I know you're very political and you're very well informed, bringing in everything from the Middle East, what's happening right now, into our own personal world, that is really taking on, and it's like hovering over us, a cloud of darkness that it really, people who are watching the news, it's enveloping them with fear. I'm seeing with my clients and, you know, people around me, colleagues, everyone's in a state of fear and just grabbing, I need something now, or I'm hungry for safety and security. Nobody feels secure. How do you address that? And that's part of the reason people are saying, well, I want a rich person, or I need a person like this, because I don't know if I could do it anymore, because it's seeping into our consciousness that you're next, you know, something bad's going to, and everyone has everyone knows somebody who has cancer, you're next. So it's like, I need somebody because I need someone to take care of me, or to nourish me, or to love me.
That kind of thinking and that kind of fear is inevitable when your life is built on trying to find your good outside yourself. When your primary relationship is with God, with that which is beyond this world, then you are emotionally and psychologically and spiritually grounded in something beyond all that. There's no safety out there. There's no security out there. There's only safety and security in here. The only safety and security is in giving and receiving love. You know, you were telling me earlier, you went into some situations that most people would have said, oh, that could be dangerous, but you were grounded in something within yourself. Life changes, so they say they want something grabbed to be secure. Well, whatever circumstance they think is going to be secure might not be secure tomorrow. I mean, the world changes, and if you live with a place of constantly striving to get something that you think will make you secure, and then if you get it, oh my God, you have to strive to make sure it doesn't go away, that's grasping. That's what the Buddha would talk about, as grasping. There is no peace there, and there is no security there. So, once again, the only real problem is the separation from love. Enlightenment is when you shift from body identification to spirit identification.